God, I could do a better one. Oh shit, hold up. I could do this. Oh fuck. Okay, what's going on here? Oh, okay, there you go. Oh shit. Oh boy, that was a hard burp. I think I took the life out of me. Oh hey, hey. What is going on? This is the first live stream I've had since a little while, and unfortunately, since my internet is still being cunterific, pretty much that means that there's a possibility that my stream could fall at any point in time. So if it does fall, don't worry, I'll start it again when I do get internet. But Comcast needs to get their shit straight because too much. I don't know what I'm paying for at this point. I really don't. Apparently, it seems that I'm paying for Comcast to molest my asshole every month. So, oh boy. Oh yeah. So a couple things to talk about in this particular live stream. Hopefully, you guys have some questions. If not, then we'll just make this a short one. But I mean, as far as the actual hurricane was concerned, it put me back a little bit more than I wanted to in terms of making videos. It didn't let me make nearly as many videos as I would ordinarily do. So that's kind of shit. But still, I'm glad that I do have at least electricity and internet, and that the other two hurricanes that were on the coast didn't decide to molest my asshole. Oh yeah. So somebody said Jay Sankey hates me. Brian, why does Jay Sankey hate me? And where does Jay Sankey say that he hates me? Because even that's alone for me to masturbate to. Look at these, by the way. What a throwback. What a fucking throwback are these cards right here. I use these in a video that I haven't put up yet, but that's a fucking straight up throwback, dog. Fucking Brad Christian in eyeliner. Oh, he didn't say me specifically. Oh, that's fucked. Well then, how do you know that he hates me specifically? Harry Lorraine makes sense that it would hate me. Harrison Zeller, hey cutie, with the hot $2 that obviously have made their way into a diet beverage. But yeah, he says he doesn't like magicians hating on each other on YouTube. Yeah, I understand that magicians shouldn't really hate on each other, and which is why, which is why I'm kind of, I don't really want to talk about Jabrizi anymore. I really don't. The reason being is because I feel like Jabrizi is taking advantage of all these magicians talking about him to get views and get clicks on himself. So I really don't want to talk about him anymore because it's just going to draw unnecessary attention to him, and fuck that. The guy really doesn't deserve the attention that he gets. But, smart on his end. Would I ever restock the black hoodie? Yeah, it should be stocked. If you click on the hoodie, you could pick black as a color. What video does he say that Jay Sankey hates magicians talking about each other on YouTube? What video does he talk about that? Because I would like to watch that video. Again, you got to realize I've been living in a black hole for the past couple weeks, so I haven't had shit. Xavier Spade, hello, sir, how you doing? What is up? What is up, dog? As the kids like to say. That's what the kids. I don't know what the kids say. I'm too old for that shit. Somebody said, "Oh, another $2 hot. What's your view on the double undercut?" That's Let me tell you, there's no other, I think, profession or sort of hobby in the entire planet where somebody could have views on a double undercut. What kind of a world do we live in? But I think that it depends on the context. It really depends on the context. If you want to have kind of the perception that you have control of the cards, the double undercut's a very useful technique. If you don't want to seem like you're controlling the cards in any way, then obviously you go for something else like a side steal or pass. But again, it's kind of weird to have an opinion on a double undercut. It's like, hey, what's your opinion on abortion? Oh, this. Hey, what's your opinion on double undercuts? Oh, I also have an opinion on double undercuts. What? So yeah, glad the hurricane didn't bust my balls. Yeah, it was actually awful. It really didn't. fuck us up too bad, thankfully. But we got hit with the outer bands, which are still pretty bad. Not bad in terms of catastrophe, but bad in terms of annoying. It was just a straight 24-hour, 60 to 70 mile per hour winds. So that shit was pretty fucked. It was pretty fucked, and we didn't have power for about a week. Yeah, I know. Obviously, health is what matters. So thank you, man. I'm glad that you care about me, dog, Xavier. Let me see. Let me see some other stuff here. Let me see some other stuff. It's on his Make Any Deck Float video. I'll check that out. I'll definitely check that out. I'm a big fan of Sankey, so his opinion is usually very valid. But yeah, I completely agree with that, and for that reason, I really don't want to talk a lot about Jabrizi and give him more attention than he really deserves. It's really a stupid situation with him. But wait, somebody said here, yo, that Piggy McPigface shirt. I get compliments on it at least twice a day when I wear it. Glad you wear it so often that you're getting compliments, dog. I'm proud of you, and I'm kind of erect hearing that. I'm kind of erect hearing that you actually wear it, dog. Mr. Slave Area, Discord original OG there. Let's see, pinched the nerve practicing tricks, and my pinky's been numb for 4 days. Well, it depends on the hand that you have, but a great resource, as fucked up as it may be, is René Lavande. I mean, if there's one person that knows how to do absolutely everything with one hand, or knew how to do everything with one hand, unfortunately, he's gone. It's a shame. But yeah, that kind of sucks though, especially when you can't feel you don't have a feeling in your fingers, so you really don't know how much pressure you're putting. That shit really sucks. M&M student. Holy shit. Let me see some other ones here. Somebody said double backer. I just saw real quick. I do have a trick with a double backer. I think it's under trick gone wrong. If you look it up, it's under trick gone wrong. But yeah, check that out. It's a trick with a double backer. Just using a couple ideas from John Gusafero, a couple ideas that I've seen from I think Tom Mullica before years and years ago. It's just a combination of those ideas. But definitely look that up. I think it's called Trick Gone Wrong on my channel. Again, I should go and actually have. If you have no feeling, then you have to. Oh, okay. You're giving some advice on the. But it's just a combination of ideas that pretty much I put together in a double back routine. Somebody says, show us your best false transfer. I need a coin for that, and unfortunately, I don't have a coin anywhere near me. But the false transfer that I used, or that I particularly like, is just the Greg Wilson idea. That goes back to Schneider, the guy that originally made the Matrix, and then even goes way further back to Gary Roulette. He talks about the idea of a mousetrap somewhere. I forgot where, but he talks about this idea of doing this thing. So you're just combining this action over here of holding the coin back with the thumb, and then rotating this hand on the axis. I think that's a Gary Roulette idea. But pretty much it's just the idea of making sure that it looks the same either way. So you want to make sure that the false transfer looks the same either way, and also take in consideration the size of the object. So imagine if I put something like this in my hand, it's not going to be like this. Like my hand is not going to be in a perfect fist. So if take in consideration that, but it's just a combination of a bunch of ideas. Greg Wilson, John Schneider, the guy that made the Matrix, and Gary Roulette's pretty much the idea of the mousetrap. So the moment your hand touches, it has some sort of rotation action. That's hotness right there. So that's, I guess, a false transfer. But again, also reasoning, dog. So you, let's say this coin is over here. It would make sense that I need to put it in this hand if I want to grab something. But if the coin is over here, I'm not going to reach over with my right hand all the way just to put it in my left hand, because I could just grab it with my left hand, right? I could just grab it with my left hand. So you got to make sense a little bit. Those are just little touches that make the difference. That's my, that should be my next book and or rap name, Little Touches. So there you go. Who asked me about that? Who asked me? Joseph Walker, did you ask me about was it you that asked me about the false transfer? Yeah, you did. All right, there you go. I hope that answers your question, dog. But definitely look up those three names that I told you. Gary Roulette, John Schneider, I hope, if I'm remembering correctly, and Gary Roulette, John Schneider, and who else? Who the fuck else did I mention? Who else? Greg Wilson. There you go. Let's check this. Your favorite card change. Well, actually, how many times a day do you fap? Man. Sometimes too many, to the point where it just hurts. Um, let's see. How your favorite card change? Well, the favorite card change is just the idea. Again, look at these throwback. Look at these fucking throwbacks. The Brad Christian wearing eyeliner. Holy shit. Man, that is some hot stuff. I saw these at Walgreens. I had to pick them up because if you guys were my age when Illusionist came out with these cards, you would be also feeling old as shit. What year did they come out? Let me see. Black Tigers. Let me see. Black Tiger playing cards. They came out. Fuck. Let's see if I could actually find a date here. I know that it had to have been more than fucking 8 years ago. But holy shit, that's back when I used to wear eyeliner in those ninja videos. Throwback. That's a throwback. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Oh, favorite color change. It's just the idea of stealing the bottom card in this rear palm and then wiping it. That's kind of my favorite. That's my favorite color change. There's not really much to it. You're just stealing the bottom card in a rear palm as you transfer the deck to the left hand, and you wipe the front. In a very suggestive slash try not to seem homosexual fashion, but that's kind of my favorite color change. It's not like a name. It's just literally the rear palm steal from Expert Card Technique, and me trying to imitate what's his name, John Cornelius's Winter Change, I think, if I recall correctly. That's just me trying to do it. So yeah, that's my favorite color change. Who asked me that? Somebody asked me that. Fuck, who asked me? Trying to get you correct here. Fuck. See, this is why I should be a little bit more organized with these live streams, as opposed to me just answering a question, going off on a tangent, and then forgetting who asked me that question. All Magic Tricks, spelled very edgy. Thank you. You're welcome. That's my favorite color change. What's my go-to effect? Back in Time by Jay Sankey. Again, I'm a huge Jay Sankey fan. If he was at a Mr. Clean lookalike contest, I would vote for him. But I'm a huge Jay Sankey fan. So Back in Time by Jay Sankey is my favorite and my go-to trick. Let me check these. So Jonah Frost, you asked that. I already showed you my favorite false transfer. Let me see. Go to effect. I already answered that. Did you fap today? I think like 4 or 5 times. Make a backhand palm. Make a backhand card palm. Backhand card palm. Okay. I mean, if there's no Jeff McBride, you see the obvious edges there. There's this one. I remember seeing this years ago. Let's see. There's this. You produce one card. Oh, fuck. I can't even do it right. Jeff McBride. You produce one card, and then you produce the other card like that. I'm not good. My back palm is pretty crap. Again, I was a huge Jeff Sheridan. Well, I still am a huge Jeff Sheridan mark. Even though I can't. Pro Style. There you go. That's what's up. Yeah. Look at the hotness. That's about the extent of my my back palm. Oh, look at my transfer. Look at this hotness right here. Are you ready? Oh, there you go. Yeah, it's not practice at all, but I'm a huge Jeff Sheridan mark. But unfortunately, my technique is pretty much, what do you call it? AIDS compared to his. So there you go. Whoever asked me for a back palm, a backhand card palm, but I'm not really a huge fan of that. I don't think that, there's some tricks that I could work in. Maybe if you want to show your hand empty before you put it in your pocket, but that's kind of stupid. I've seen somebody do that. I forgot who I saw do that before, but I'm not a fan of that. Somebody else. Please talk about tips so that doing a double lift doesn't split beside giving it a slight bend. Practice, man. I remember that was a big issue when I was first learning to double lift, is the idea of the cards that accidentally, like, they separate when you're doing a double lift, but it's really practice. You learn how much pressure to put. You learn how to, how much kind of torque to use to turn the cards over. But really, it's just an idea of practice. You don't want to, and also the type of double lift. I think too many people try to do these double lifts that that are entirely way too complicated, and that's when the cards split. I mean, there's no just doing a standard double lift with an Altman trap. That's kind of the best way to go. You don't want to go for one of these, Devo double lifts. So I guess it's practicing to get the right touch, but I mean, it's a knack thing. You hear that a lot, but it's really a knack thing. There's no real substitute for practicing. There's just little tips that make it better. But the best thing, I think, is the slight bend. I mean, if you put a little bit of pressure here in the kind of the middle point, the cards do tend to stick together a little bit better. So they do have that little bit of a slide. So it seems like a singular card. But it's just practice, man. Let me see. Somebody said here, hey, what's your favorite mark deck? I have the Marksman deck. I talked about that a little while ago. I really like the Boris Wild mark decks. I really, really like them because it's just literally you look at the card and you know what the card is. I don't like these systems where you have to decipher it. Like you have to use Hammurabi's fucking code to to read or decipher the card. I do have a bunch of the Alex Pandrea cards, even though those are on the spokes of the bike. I like those. They're not bad, even though they're the types that I don't usually like. I like the Boris Wild systems, but I know that there's the GT speed readers. Those are really good, and I keep orgasming about the classic David Blaine split spades ones that are pretty sick. I like those a lot just because they're the same Boris Wild system that you literally look at the upper corner and you see the card in its entirety. You don't have to look at two different individual sections. You don't have to take out the Rosetta Stone to figure out the identity of the card. Why does everybody ask me to do one-handed shuffle every live stream? Like I can't do it. Like I haven't literally had no. Like, let me see. These are new cards, so I might fuck this up. But one-handed shuffle right there. Booyah. There you go, dog. Even though I kind of did the cunt split at the end there. Let me try this. Let me try this right here. Oh, man. Oh, Black Tigers, dog. That's what I'm talking about. I could do this. I could do this without fucking up. Look at that bend. Look at that nice little crimp. That Martin Nash crimp I gave on those cards. But yeah, it's a hot move. That's definitely a hot one. Somebody asked me. Oh, Deceiver, you're welcome, dog. Somebody asked me. Okay, double lift. I already talked about that. Somebody sent me 2 coupon cards so I could do the 4-card production. That's a hint. That's a reference to today's video. Look at you, dog. Look at you referencing my my current video. Yeah, that's some hot shit. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, you actually don't have to use the coupon cards. Let me just state that because I know that I'll actually get a comment saying, do I really have to use the coupon cards in that production? You don't. You could use the aces if you want. But that is because people tend to get these, and I mentioned that in the video. So the easier the tricks you open with, the more likely you are to prevent this. So that's a very easy production so that you could do to produce, the crab cards. And then go on with your lovely routine. So, oh yeah. Somebody said gay transition. That's a hot meme. That's definitely a hot meme. Let me see some other stuff. See some other hot questions here. On a scale of 1 to cunt, how bad is Jabrizi? You guys, you're trying to get me here to talk about Jabrizi. I don't know, man. I already said it's kind of a cunt. I feel like he is obviously intelligent in the sense that he is getting everyone to talk about him. That I'll give him props for that. But at the same time, come on, man. There are better ways to do it. There are definitely better ways to do it. And to come out in a video and say that you're better than, fuck, dude. What the fuck does that even mean? What does it even mean that you're better? Like, you're better at what? This guy comes out in a video, he's like, yo, I'm better than, who do you say, Shin Lim, Chris Ramsey, and somebody else? He's like, I'm better than them. Like, at what? Fuck. But fuck it. Favorite condom brand? Trojan, for sure. Not a huge fan of sheepskin. Sheepskin makes me feel like I'm back at my the motherland. But there you go, Mr. Slayberry. Somebody also asked me, favorite porn site is definitely xnxx.com. If you're under the age of 13, you should ignore that and disregard that. Let's see. Let me see some also hot stuff. Better being a dirtbag. That's funny. Let's see. No homo from Serbia. I mean, that's full homo. If you're homo there, you know, that's not a good thing to be homo over there in Serbia. Somebody said love from Italy, from Danielle Petrillo. Yo, what's up, man? Nice to have my Italian fans. People that are in Italy watching my shit. That's kind of weird. Pig cake. How did I name it? Ruthless Rayhan. The name's unique, but how did you think about naming the channel Pig Cake? Well, I didn't, but it was a name that was given to me, and I already said why I named it Pig Cake. I really did on the first live stream. I said why I named the channel Pig Cake. So if you weren't around for then you missed out. I might say it later, but it's not really an interesting story. Why did you end the How to Magic series? You cunt. I still want to do a couple of those. That was kind of my idea for the channel. I wanted to make videos like that, like all the videos. But then eventually I transitioned to more like of the tutorial style, because I found that more people watched those and more people actually learned from those. But I'll go back. I'll do a couple more. There's one that I never released. There's one that I actually never released called How to Catch a Ghost of the How to Magic series. The reason being is because you could clearly see my shirtless face in the reflection on the video. So I never released that one. So yeah, there you go. Somebody said, thoughts on Mnemonica? I don't personally know Mnemonica, but I know of Mnemonica, and I also know Juan Tamaris, and that I also know that if Juan Tamaris was in front of me, I would probably make out with him. So there are my thoughts on Mnemonica. I see some stuff here. It says in one of my vlogs, Xavier Spade. Oh, you're talking about Raise Rise. If not the adult film. Oh boy, humor. Oh boy. Okay, so wait. Somebody says I'm better than Scherling. That's funny. Can you show us your deck collection as of now? My decks are in a different room, unfortunately, so I cannot. The only decks that I can show you are the ones that I currently have near me for the videos. This one actually was sent to me by Meat Blanket. This right here, this is some hotness. This guy sent me this. There's a 5 of Hearts meme. He sent me these right before the hurricane struck, and he's like, yo, if you don't die, you have a nice deck of cards waiting for you in the mailbox. Let me show you guys these cards. They're kind of hot. So yeah, somebody actually went out of their way to make these cards. Meat Blanket, shout out to you, dog. Let me see if I could show these. Again, these are not official Pig Cake cards. These are a hot meme sent by somebody. But somebody just made these. And if you notice on the actual card itself, it says cunt. It says any card at any number. It says Patreon. You know, all the Pig Cake memes of trying to be a piece of shit. But thank you, Meat Blanket, for sending me these cards. Again, the stock of these cards are 8s. They're pretty 8s, I gotta say. They're like, look at that. They do the sticky icky. But it's still pretty dope. The fact that somebody went out of their way to make those. So that's hot. Thank you, dog. But the cards that I have currently near me, let me see if I could find them here. I do have these. I've had these for like 5 years. Son of a bitch. I've had these for like 5 years. These are the Bicycle Prestige. You buy one of these motherfuckers and they'll last you for like ever. Look at they're still pristine condition, obviously, because they're plastic cards. You're not really going to do tricks with these, but you know, in terms of just playing with them, they're fucking phenomenal. Let me see some other ones here. Oh shit. Damn, talk about throwback. What is that? What is that, dog? These are hot dollar cards that you find in the what you call them bodegas. These are in the bodegas. You find these right next to the goats that they offer for Santeria. That's what these are, and you find these next to them, and there's this the finish on these cards. I would probably compare the finish of these cards to shit. They are. Imagine if you are taken inside of a game closet by your uncle. That's kind of how the finish is on these cards. They're pretty garbage. So they also, I mean, I spread them. This is a doesn't usually happen, but yeah, these are awful. But I got these for $1 at a bodega. Let's see what else. This is actually pretty sick. This is shit. Let me see what his name is. I know it's Grant. It might be Jamie Grant. Let me see if I don't want to mispronounce or say his name incorrectly. Deck. Is it Jamie D. Grant? Yeah, it is. It's Jamie D. Grant. This right here is Jamie D. Grant's Industrial Revelation. I remember I bought that years and years ago. For those of you that don't know what that is, you do the classic Matchbox penetration, but you're doing it with a deck of cards. I don't want to do it with this one because, unfortunately, I don't want to give the method, but it's not lubricated enough. It's not lubricated enough, so I won't be able to separate them as easily. But yeah, but this is a great trick if you want to look it up. Industrial Revelation, right here. You pretty much stick a knife through this, and then you show it to them, and they're like, "Dude, that's not impressive." And then you take the knife out, and when you hand them the deck, it's about a 2-pound block of steel. So that's a really good trick. It's $100 though, so that is definitely. I mean, it might be worth it, but it's fucking hot. I remember buying that and freaking people out. Let's see. Boy. Are you working on another magical project? Yeah, I have two. I have two that are I'm currently working on, but I'll put them out when I put them out. Unfortunately, this hurricane kind of pushed a lot of things back, so that kind of dicked me down. But I'm gonna go back to working on those. Somebody said, I dare you to buy Jake Paul's merch live. Don't worry, I'm not a fan of him, but it'd be great clickbait. Unfortunately, yeah, that's the state of YouTube today. If I put Jake Paul in the title, instant clicks. Let me see. Somebody said, sending you HIV from the country of Dracula, Romania. Thank you, man. I appreciate the loving touch. You cunt. Bitch, I'm no homo. Like you would have been thrown in a river while wearing iron boots. Stevan Perunix. Okay. Well, cocaine is a hell of a drug. Yeah. I hope that answers your question. Let's see. Is your house still haunted by a disco? Oh, Mr. Slayberry. Okay, I thought that was a reference to me. I'm like, I don't think I ever made a disco meme. Let's see. Xavier, when do you plan to... Okay, Xavier, you're getting questions here. That's hot. Richard Beller's just started his live stream. Oh, that's interesting. Competition. I like Richard Bellers. He's sick. Let me see some other... Meetup in Germany. If I'm ever in Germany, yeah, maybe. But that's a very random occasion. I don't think I'm going to be in Germany anytime soon. But if I am ever in Germany, yeah, maybe. I don't know how many people from Germany watch my videos, but we'll find out if I ever say, hey guys, I'm in Germany, let's do a meetup, and 3 people show. Of which case I will probably do some sexual stuff. I'll probably do some sexual stuff at that point. Let me see. Ashton Brown says, yo, please tell my girlfriend to suck my dick. That's all you, man. That's all you. That's you have to do that yourself. I mean, I could tell her to suck your dick, but it's up to her to suck your dick. So, unfortunately, I could only tell her. So, hey, Ashton Brown's girlfriend, please give him some fellatio. He needs it. But you have 17 written at the end of your thing. So, is that your age, Ashton? Is that your age, or is that just because there were 16 Ashton Browns taken? So I'm not sure. But either way, you just work it in there. Show her a card trick. That always works for no one. So wait, hold up. Someone said, do you watch Game of Thrones? I don't. I watched the first season, and I could not get into it. I definitely could not get into it. I'm sorry. Let's see. Somebody said don't get AIDS. That's funny. Woo, I'm in Germany. Sign me up for sexual stuff. Okay, yeah, that might turn into a big orgy. I don't know if I'm a huge fan of that. Watch your tutorials, man. There's thousands. Start with a double lift. I don't know who you're talking about. But you said 19. Okay, good. Good. So it's not like you're underage, and I'm, referring to sexual stuff, which could get me with the FBI party van outside my house, which I don't want to happen again. Somebody said throw a card as far as you can. If you noticed that there isn't really that much distance between me and the wall, so I mean I could probably do that, but I don't want to. Somebody said, let's see. What do you think of the Black Tiger deck you're using? They're not bad. They're really not bad at all. I am not a huge fan of these edgy cards, but these aren't super edgy. These actually come with a preview of the OG Ghost decks, which are edgy, and I would recommend against because they look like hot shit. That's hot shit. It comes with a little thing saying, "Hey, make sure to go to Illusionist if you want to buy these." And they also bring one of these, which is, just useless pretty much. But I like the way they feel. I actually like the way they feel out of the box. I don't know if these are new ones that they cut specifically up for Walgreens, but I got to tell you, I'm kind of a fan of these. I'm a little bit of a fan, even though that's a little bit hypocritical to make fun of Illusionists so much and then say, yeah, I love their decks. But yeah, this deck is actually not that bad, I got to say. And back to that edgy point, it's not really, all they did was kind of inverse the colors. So it's not like you're going to have like a deck with like some sort of dragon that's on fire getting cut. Like you're not gonna find that. You're gonna find kind of just an inverse of the colors, which is actually really, really nice. So I'm a fan, I gotta say. I'll rate them two IKEA sandals out of 3. If you're familiar with the Pig Cake review system, so that's 3 IKEA sandals out of 2 out of 3. There you go. Yeah, two IKEA sandals. Fuck. What do you think of the Ghost deck? I just said I think it's edgy crap. I think it's edgy, too edgy. I'm not a fan of those edgy things. Mr. Slayberry, listening to this while driving, going to find a place to practice somewhere outside. See, you're lucky that you can do that. I can't because the weather outside looks like what anal feels like. So, not that I know. I haven't in a while, but oh boy. Let me see some others. Make a diss track. I'm not 13, so unfortunately I'm not going to make a diss track anytime soon. If I were, then I would make a diss track, but I'm a grown man. I'm a grown-ass man. Oh boy. Let's see some other stuff. There's some pontificating here about who is the Xavier's. Somebody says, I don't agree. Hold up. What are you responding to? Somebody's. You're comparing Magic YouTubers. Okay, that's really funny. Somebody says, hold on, let me find the beginning of this. YouTube needs to step up their chat game because this is like fucking AIDS here. Because Julian said, best pro YouTuber teacher, Xavier Sbaiz to damn pro. And then somebody responded by saying, I don't agree. Xavier's videos are good and his lectures was all as well. But Pandrea and 52 cards are better teaching at Julian Gaming. Oh shit, there's dissension in the chat. I don't think I'm just, trying to do what I do, but I don't think I'm the best at anything. If there were a category for best cunt pastry swine magician, then I would definitely get that. Aren't there like YouTube awards coming up? Somebody needs to petition to make that a thing, to make that a category. Best YouTube magician swine pastry. That would be dope as shit. But there you go. Let's see. Should I buy a Phoenix deck, a bicycle, or a tally-ho? I'm a fan of tally-hos. I used to buy them a lot. What do you think of the Monarch deck, Liquid Science? I like the Monarch deck. As a matter of fact, I have one right here. I have one right here. They're really good. I got to tell you, just in terms of colors, my favorite deck that I've seen this past year is this one. Let me see if I can show you. Oh my god, fucking cunt. Just in terms of color, I really like these. Oh, these are Tycoons? Okay, then I'm a dumb cunt. I'm sorry. Yeah, I have the Monarchs in a shelf somewhere. But these are definitely some of my favorite in terms of color. The orange on these are really, really good. These are the Animal Kingdom cards. So they're pretty, as the kids, what do the kids say, tight? Is that what the kids say these days? Tight? I also like the fact that there's a fucking parrot. And the court cards are animals, which is always phenomenal. Look at, there's a fucking, dude, look at that. What? What the fuck, dude? It's a frog. How the fuck could you not like that? So yeah, these are my favorite cards this year that I have. I do like the Pandrea card just for the simplicity. I do like these Black Tigers, but again, they're all the same shit. They're cardboard. It's cardboard. Unless it's like a Chris Angel deck, then they're good. They're just fucking playing cards. How'd you get the pig cakes there? Somebody made this. Somebody 3D printed this and sent this. It was on the first bat unboxing ripoff video that I have on this channel. Can you do a walkthrough of a dribble? I don't know how to do that, and if I did, I would still not show you because it's probably someone else's, and I'm not a cunt. Dan Dreyer. But I don't know the dribble color change. I don't know that. I don't know what it is. What's your opinion on using gimmicks for your first public performances? I see that there's a lot of magicians that are something against gimmicks and prefer an end. I think gimmicks are just means to an end. There's no, like, the fact that if you need a gimmick to achieve an effect, then do it, dog. There's no fucking reason not to use a gimmick. I don't see why anybody specifically, I don't know what magician would specifically be against using a gimmick on stage. That's kind of stupid. You know, if a gimmick is a means to an end and it's something that you need to achieve a method, then fuck yeah, dude. Why the fuck not use a gimmick? I personally don't like using gimmicks because as far as, what do you call this? Hold up, somebody just sent me someone. Everyone, there's a huge giveaway. Oh, well, thank you for spamming me on Discord, dog. But yeah, but as far as using gimmicks, I'm not a huge fan in terms of cards, but I mean, fuck. If you have them, why not? Go to Subway sandwich. What? That's hot. Why you not active on Instagram? I am. I'm just not. I want to post stuff that's not necessarily, like, I always want to post stuff that looks good. So I don't want to just post willy-nilly. Like, it's very easy for me to post every time I come out with a video on YouTube, on Instagram, but I don't want to do that. I want to post, like, you know, good quality stuff. So yeah, that's kind of why I'm not posting a lot on Instagram, but you'll see a couple. You'll see a couple soon enough. Let's see, motherfucking pig cake. Chris Millen. Yeah, dog. That's what I'm talking about. Teach us to be a cunt. It's not something you get to be taught. It's something that you have to, you kind of have to earn being a cunt, man. I gotta tell you, you can't just be a cunt. You gotta, it's like a life thing. Let's see. I mean, also like stripper decks or Svengali decks. Yeah, there's a bunch of different things you could do with the Svengali deck. There's no reason not to use it. There's also a bunch of different techniques you could use for stripper deck. As a matter of fact, Xavier, if you're on, you did have a video recently where you were giving away a book with somebody that used a stripper deck to massive effect. So that's a great resource. I don't recall the book at the time. If you could just drop the name there. For who asked me, Papa Adrian. But yeah, just the stuff I saw in that, you know, little brief demo was fucking sick as shit. A new angle, there you go. That sounds like my next porno, but that's fucking nice. There's a bunch of fucking stuff on the Svengali deck that you use, and I think the worst thing to do is to use a Svengali deck as a Svengali deck. I mean, as a forcing deck, it's phenomenal. You could use it as a dual reality sort of stuff. There's a lot of different things you could do with it. There's also a lot of things you could do for a reverse Svengali deck. What? So yeah, I have a couple ideas for that. I haven't, you know, put them on YouTube, but I do have them written down, and I think they're pretty sick. But if you ever have an opportunity to have or purchase a reverse Svengali deck, then you'll be able to come up with a lot of ideas with that. So I hope that answers your question. Somebody said, let's say it on Card Shuffler. That's fucked. That's really fucked. Is my ACAN worth it? I would say yes. Obviously, I'm biased as fuck. But yeah, again, I specifically say it that it's not a method for everybody. And it's definitely something that, by the way, thank you for dropping the name of the book, Xavier. But yeah, but it's not for everyone, but it is something that if you do want a bold method of having a spectator be able to deal to a card that they name any number, then go ahead and do it. So there you go. That's hotness. But I'm biased. Somebody said Card Shuffler just did a tutorial of one of my videos. That's not true. Unless, let me see. Let me check that out. Card Shuffler. Again, they're not my tricks. Unless it is one of the ones that I specifically say, hey, I came up with this. Let me see. Today, dude. Let's check this out. Let's do it live. Mr. Awesome Kiwi, another Discord classic. He's really going ham on the revealed. He's really going ham on these revealed videos. Let's see.
Hey guys, what is up? It's Card Shuffler.
Okay, we're doing this live.
Today, we're going to show you guys a really cool trick. Credits to Piggy for this awesome trick. But before we get into it, if you guys are interested in getting some free gift cards on our channel or that specific video, let's go.
I mean, that's a gray area, right? That's a gray area.
Let's select a card.
Let's see which trick he does. Which trick is it that he does?
Alright, perfect. Take those two cards that you selected and throw them away.
Oh, it's a throwback. There's like a throwback trick here.
Robin, go ahead, and now I want you to select
okay, that's really funny. Okay, yeah, I mean, that method is, I mean, it's not mine. It goes back to, I forgot that. If he's doing the trick that I think he is, that's like Bob Hummer stuff. But yeah, I mean, that's a gray area of YouTube magic where, you know, if somebody sees your video, are they in the right to make a video showing what you've already shown on this public forum? It's like a really weird gray area. And in Magic is even more complicated. I mean, whatever. Fuck it. Can't do anything about it, so. Let me see. Somebody said, that's the secret. But, the 76 trick was hot. Yeah, tell me about it. That's really funny. But yeah, it's just YouTube is a very weird area for Magic. I think for every medium, you know, it goes to. It's like I could compare it on Reddit reposting, right? You know how you come up with something on Reddit and somebody immediately reposts it as their own. But in Magic and on YouTube, YouTube is such an open platform that anybody could really post anything, and that's the benefit and the downside to it. And when it comes to Magic on YouTube, I think people are still trying to figure out how to do that without maintaining like an ethical sort of border, but not being a cunt. And I think that's the struggle with it. I mean, I'm trying, honestly. I really am. You know, every time I put up a video, I'm trying to put the exact book where I got the idea. I try to come up with or name the exact person that came up, even if it's like a little stupid move, to try to get people to go to them and to look at their stuff. Obviously, I don't want to ever step on anybody's toes. But yeah, but it's just it's a weird situation on YouTube. It really is. But you know, fuck it. Fuck it. Let me see some other stuff. Somebody said Conscious Magic 3 by Rand Pink has a cool amnesia ploy using a Svengali card. I didn't know that, but that's dope as shit. If a trick involves multiple moves from other folks, how do you credit it? By mentioning them, obviously. I think that, you know, if you do especially, like, for example, if I have a trick that specifically requires, I'm trying to think of an example right now. Let's see. if, for example, if I do a trick that involves a specific move that is, obviously you want to mention the person that made up the move. You want to be able to lead people to go to them and, get the resource from them. But even that's a gray area. That's still a very gray area too. But as far as, I just think you have to, if you have a move that you use in the context of a trick and you're going to do a tutorial on it, number one, be sure that you could do it, I think. That's the first thing. A lot of people that I've seen, they're posting tutorials of things that they can't do just for the sake of getting clicks. I really want to kind of just show you guys things that are in my head, things that I've done. The door just raised. It's just a gray area. But let me text this person and say, hey, doing a live stream. I would really love to talk to other people about that, other magicians. I mean, Xavier, obviously, I know we've kind of touched on that briefly. But I would like to, have just a general opinion of other magicians. Because I know, obviously, there's Justin Millers. There's the Jay Sankeys, there's the Chris Ramseys, there's the Shin Lims. Everyone has their own diverse opinion on magic on YouTube, but it's definitely something that people are trying to figure out. And I think that there's more. The bigger ones are doing a better job, but there's still a lot of small ones. I don't know if that makes sense, but there's a lot of the bad ones. There's a lot of people doing it bad, but they're smaller than the bigger people doing it right. I think that's, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Let me see. I already mentioned, I'm working on two things right now. Just a couple different things. One is just to give you a couple, the last two projects that I came out with, one is just an any card, any number, which I was there's tons of people doing it wrong, tons of big people doing it wrong, not enough doing it right. Yeah, you're right. It's a weird thing. It really is a weird thing. And it's due to the, how open YouTube is, that anyone could just put anything at any time. So, technically, fuck, man. I mean, you could do a lot of things ethically that are horrendous, that are technically allowed by the guidelines of YouTube, I think. And that's where the issue lies. So, I don't know. It's a weird topic. I mean, I definitely have to put my thoughts down and then make an actual entire video on it. But, as far as just my opinion, I've already said it, hopefully in this live stream, and hopefully it made sense. But yes, as far as working on two magical projects, I already mentioned I'm working on two more things. One is kind of like a 3-trick sort of combination of things with a couple of self-working tricks that I think are definitely worth it. One is a variant on a classic overkill, but I have a couple different ideas, but the hurricane kind of pushed me off, so that's why I delayed those a little bit. So yeah, ouch. And I do remember the hotness that is ouch being a patron. What's your opinion on Chris Mayhew? Because when I found out he was Sankey's cameraman, I was sad. The guy's a beast and so nice as fun. There's no reason that should change your opinion on Chris Mayhew. I'm a huge fan of Chris Mayhew's stuff. I think that he's fucking hysterical in every single way. I bought his lecture on Penguin. And that shit was fucking hysterical. God, he's fuck. If he's the type of person, if he was in front of me, I would probably make out with him in a very heterosexual way. Chris Mayhew's doing a job. Sankey's in charge of his content. Yeah, I don't understand why that's. I was sad to find out that he was a cameraman. I mean, fuck. There's also nothing wrong with Sankey. I don't know what the fuck. Why that would be an issue. I mean, if maybe he was like Hitler's camera guy, maybe that's a different thing. But dog, come on, man. Favorite sexual position. Let's see. Docking. Look that up. Docking is definitely something that I'm a fan of. It's like one of these. It has to be done with two specific types, but yeah, there you go. What do you think of twisting the aces? I think it's a great routine. I have a version of doing it I have a version of doing it that involves a shake change that I think is pretty unique. I like it a lot. It's on a channel. If you look it up, I think it's called Twisting the Aces. I don't know. I couldn't come up with an original name, but definitely look that up. I like that one. Let's see. I bought your 8-can. There you go. Yeah, I do remember you. Ouch. The hotness. Sankey seems like a cool guy. Yes, he does. I rub his head. I already mentioned earlier in the chat that if he was in a Mr. Clean lookalike contest, I would vote for him. Pig Cake, tell us something about Irma. Irma's a cunt. Irma was a cunt. Why? Because it was a 24-hour just anal seepage. It was 24 hours and it just sucked. It really did. I mean, we got lucky as fuck, honestly. Like, I know I'm bitching and complaining about not having power for a week. Some people got wrecked by that, like nasty. So really, we got the good end of it. So, you know, unfortunately, we did lose power for a week. You know, we're still recovering. There's still stuff all over the street. People here still don't have power. So that's kind of, I got lucky, I guess. But I pretty much, Enton, what did you do during the storm? I ate a lot of shit. I actually came up with a couple different ideas that I wrote down that I think are really good. They just literally out of boredom. You just literally sit with no electricity. You have cards and you're like, all right, let me just come up with that. So, you know, so that's pretty much what I did. It was pretty fun. Let's see some other stuff here. Let me see some shit. Thoughts on Jabreezes? I like Jizz Breezy. Saying he's better. I already said it. I already said kind of my opinion on that. And again, it's, you know, the only thing that guy's smart at is having people talk about him, because that's, you know, people are talking about him. You have all these major people talking about him, giving attention to him, and he really doesn't deserve it. He really doesn't. You know, but that's really as much. That's why I haven't. I thought about doing like one of those stupid pork chops on him, but then I realized, you know, even in my little small platform, there's no reason to give him more attention. There really isn't more reason to give him attention that he's already gotten. He's already gotten pretty much what he needed. And just look at the like ratio on that video that he came out with, where he says all that garbage. Just look at it. He has, I think, 2,000 or 3,000 likes or dislikes, and then like 200 likes. I have a comment there saying you are a cunt that has more actual likes in the video. And I know it's very petty, but you know, it kind of shows you what people really feel about that. Kudos to him for not taking it down, though. That's actually fairly interesting. But yeah, I just don't think giving him attention is the right way to do it. Matthew's doing what he wants to do. Oh, Mayhew. Okay, I thought I read Matthew. He's not a fan of being on YouTube and prefers to do shows and camera work. He's perfectly fine and happy. Dope. I'd make out with him. That's in a heterosexual way. Somebody says, do you live in Florida? Maybe. I mean, I don't think unless I lived in the Caribbean that was affected by Irma. I do live in Florida. Let's see some other stuff. Oh yes, man, it's quality. Go learn it, bro. That's hot. That's hotness. So ignore him in a year or so. Nobody will remember his fucking name. Damn, that's brutal, dog. That arrow trick is sick. Don't know if he invented it, but props to whoever did. Okay, that's hotness. That's hotness. Let's see. Somebody said about twisting the aces. I already answered that. Let me see some other stuff. Working on a magical project. Do you watch anime? I don't watch anime, unfortunately. Actually, fortunately, I don't watch anime. Do you have gimmick cards? That's funny enough that you mentioned that. I do have this one that I just used in a video that I have no idea where I even got this. Let me see if I could even find a way to do it. Oh, shit. Look at this. I don't even know where I got this shit. Oh, hey, where did it go? What? Yeah, it's the and it heals, and that's as close as you can look at it without fucking seeing the gimmick. Holy shit, this one looks awful. Yeah. I don't even know where I got that from. I actually don't. Oh shit. I live here in Miami and still don't have power. Damn, you got fucked. Yeah, man, that shit really sucks. FPL is really kind of sucking that dick. Let me see. Fantastic. There you go. That's some hot. That's a hot meme. Did you see the man that walked through broken beer bottles on Penn and Teller? I have not seen that. No. You got to realize I've just started that. Like, I've just recently started looking at stuff. Let me see. My height and weight. That's a very weird, specific question. I don't want to divulge that information. Somebody says opinion on Casino Royale cheese. I think it's a great trick. Based on I think that Luke Dancy trick. I do have variation of it on the channel that I put a little while ago. But I just remember seeing that original idea of. I think it was Luke Dancy. I might be misappropriating that, but where you switch kind of the selections. It's like a backfire sort of thing. I remember seeing that idea, and that's just the. I do have a variation here. I have a few questions. Favorite David Regal, booyah. God, he's another one. Man, is it weird that I would go really gay for a lot of magicians? Like, is that kind of weird? I don't know what that says about me. I have okay. So favorite sports team. I did like the Falcons when they had Michael Vick. That answers your question. Tips on a pinky break. Yeah, try to don't do one of these truck breaks. Don't do one of these. This was me when I first started learning magic, and I first read, a pinky break is just you stick your pinky in the deck to separate the halves. You don't want to do this. This is kind of, from experience. People see this. You think that people don't see this. They do see this. They, so you might want to avoid that. The best advice is to try to just put a minute amount of flesh in there, the most minute, and also put a little bit of pressure with the thumb to kind of close off the break in surrounding sides. But what else? What else on the pinky break? That's pretty much it. Just don't have the trucker break, number one. Use the flesh of the pinky, not the whole pinky. And, you'll be rewarded with many years of controls that people will not fucking notice. But yeah, that's after the grind of, telling somebody, hey, sir, pick a card. Okay, don't forget it. Okay, so your card is now lost in the deck. And they go, no, it's not. And I go, yes, it is. And they go, no, it's not. I see your pinkies inside the deck separating the two halves, sir. And then you say, okay. Oh, boy. And then you leave awkwardly. That was my experience learning magic when I was younger. But yeah, Xavier says use your ring finger to keep the gap. Oh, so you're a ring finger guy. You're a ring finger guy. Ah, man, that's see, I'm a sort of the shocker. I'm more of a shocker guy. That's why I'm a fan of the pinky. But I never got in that. How did you get started with magic? Did you have any interest beforehand? Yeah. Some trivia, some pig cake trivia. I want to be a chef. No, the ring finger pulls down on the pinky break. What? What do you mean? Oh, to keep it from opening. Oh, okay. All right, I kind of see what you're getting at. I thought you meant like, I was like, damn, man. Okay. If somebody that wasn't a magician is watching the stream and we're talking about pinkies and ring fingers and where to insert them, and they don't know that this is like a magic channel, I want that. I would seriously hope that. I know pretty much most of the people that watch these videos are interested in magic, but I would just love like a random person to stumble upon this and be like, what the? Hold up. Somebody said, how did you get started with magic? Did you have any interest beforehand? I said I want to be a chef before. I definitely was interested in that. What else did I want to do? I want to be a chef. That was kind of my calling for a while. Magic was always in the background there. I was always interested in watching. I watched the World's Greatest Magic specials whenever they came on. Those were fucking phenomenal. I always tried to watch as much magic on TV, but it was just a passing It was a passing interest. And then I think I've mentioned it on every single live stream before, the story of me getting into magic, which is a friend who is a cunt telling me that he can levitate. And he pretty much said, oh yeah, man, so I'm going to levitate. And in my head, because I am apparently autistic, I said, hey, you know what? That's cool, because I'm going to be floating down the hallways and I'm going to get so much pussy. And I was wondering why he didn't do that. Why he didn't, do that himself if he knew how to levitate. And then at the end of the day, he steps on his, he does the Balducci levitation. And I saw him step on his foot and lift his other foot. And then he did the whole David Blaine bit where he does it and he pretends to be tired. And he's like, oh, fuck. Oh, that took out of me. Oh, shit. And I called him a cunt. And then he showed me a bunch of card tricks. I forgot what the card tricks were, but they came directly from Mark Wilson's Guide to Magic. So I bought that book. I bought David Blaine's book, Mysterious Stranger. That was a little bit after, obviously. But I bought, what else was the other one I bought? Like Einhorn, Nicholas Einhorn had a set later on that I bought years and years after, like 2 years after that. But that's kind of the first entrance into magic. And then, funny enough, I remember we had magic beef. We had straight up magic beef in the school because there were 3 kids that did tricks. I was one of them. And these other 2 kids had already been doing tricks for like a little while. And then this one guy, he bought a DVD that showed how to do the pass, right? And he couldn't get the pass done. So, and he specifically didn't want me to have this DVD because he saw that I was getting better and better, and he didn't want me to get better than him. So I learned how to do the pass, and then he got pissed because he's like, yo, fuck you, man, you bought that DVD. And then he started telling people that he taught me how to do magic because I got so good at it. That was such a fun story. What a fucking joke. Jesus. And then now none of them do tricks anymore, which is funny. But of course, I stuck with the magic bug. And yeah, that was about 15 to 16 years ago. Omnivortex, you're asking me. Yeah, so it's been 15, 16 years since that date. But I remember that. That was a fun time. And my pass, by the way, back then was like fucking god awful. I did one of these. That's exactly how it was. Like I did that. I went. Like I just did the worst pass, and then the kid's like, "Oh my god, that's great! How'd you do that? That's amazing!" And then that's pretty much how. That's how I never got laid. That's how I never got laid in middle school. I think I was middle school. So yeah, that's how I got into magic. What a fun fucking time. But the first book, the actual first legitimate book that I got, that Mark Wilson got on magic, that was a fucking great book. Some really, really good ideas there. And if you're a beginner, you still, it's a good kind of beginning, because it's not just card magic, it's everything. You have stage magic, you have card magic, you have some basic coin shit. It was fucking dope. So there you go. Whoever asked me, that was the longest story there. How do I become a Jew? I gotta tell you, I don't think I'm good with that. I wouldn't be the resource on that. Let me see this. Oh man, so many emails. Son of a bitch. Let me see this here. Why are you? Isn't it great that whenever you do a live stream, that's when you get a bunch of emails? Watch Ben Shapiro. I'm already a Ben Shapiro fan. Why are you having a bad day? I said. Whoever said watch Ben Shapiro. Oh, to make you a Jew. I don't think that works that way. But I'm already a Ben Shapiro fan. Do your relatives know about your YouTube channel? Yes, they do. Yes. They're very disappointed. What's your favorite card flourish? It's one of the ones that, again, another thing that got me into magic was this black and white picture of Jeff Sheridan where he was doing a Pharaoh fan. So he does a Pharaoh, and I'm sure I'm going to fuck it with these cards, but he does he's doing a fan, right? Let me see if I can do it here. And it's a picture of him in Times Square, and he has like a fan like this Obviously, showing it like this, and he's surrounded by like 30 to 40 people. That picture is what got me into Magic, like really deep. I don't know. I just liked the fact that he was able to get all these people's attention with he's doing the card flourish, and just people are staring at him and people are interested, and it's just black and white. It looked like a very, very good picture. So that I guess that Pharaoh fan, that's my favorite. That's my favorite flourish. Not because it looks good, or it looks better than other stuff, because I'm sure there's a lot of other stuff that looks better, but just because of that like little connection, or a little picture of Jeff Sheridan. So that's what got me in it. What's your favorite thing to cook? Well, seeing that I'm not interested in cooking any longer, but a steak, man, a good steak. You make a good steak, that always gets everyone wet. Bet he never staged the reactions, though. The Jabrizi comment there. Listen to Small Town Murder podcast. Pretty funny shit. Never heard of it, but I might, just because of your recommendation. Akira Fuji or Katsuni? I like Fuji. He's pretty hot, and I mean that like in a sexual way. Let me go back here, see if there's anything I missed. Hello from Slovenia. Hello, Tilan Starman. Somebody asked me if that's my favorite card flourish. I already explained what's my favorite card flourish. 15 years. There you go. Classic or Herman Pass? Depends. It really depends on the situation. Because I like, what's this guy's name? Steve Drawn. Steve Drawn is a good way to cover the Herman Pass, the Midnight Shift. I like that, but a classic pass, obviously. What's your favorite animal? I would say either a penguin, a pig, for obvious reasons, or funny enough, let me see, it's in this deck. They're in this fucking deck here. All my favorite animals are in this fucking deck. Let's see. Penguins. I like penguins. Not a fan of lions. Monkeys. Raccoons. I like raccoons. Look how that's fucking legit right there. What else? I know that there's another one here that's dope as shit. Fuck. Oh, here you go. Frogs. Fuck. How can you not like a good frog? So there you go. That's kind of weird question. Somebody says, go do a trick. Can you do a cool trick? What trick can I do? Let's see. What cool trick can I do? Let's see. Fuck. Trying to think of something. I could give you kind of a preview of a trick that I put, or that I haven't put out yet. But I do like this idea of the top. I like the idea of the top key card. There's a pubic hair on the microphone. There's a fucking... Oh, it's not a pubic hair. All right. That was a story right there. It's more of the fuzz from the dead cat. But I like the idea of the top key card. I really like that idea. So, I mean, if you know the top card... two things I like. I like the idea of the top key card, number one, and I also like the idea of the spectator being able to cut the cards and look at this card. So one idea that I was kind of pontificating over during the hurricane was, how can I have a deck shuffled, mixed, obviously it's not like a stack, and I have the spectator look at this card and I'm able to reveal the card. That's kind of the problem that I set myself to try to solve. But obviously the easiest way is to do the key card. So, you have somebody look at the card, and then to make it more fair, you have them cut the cards, and obviously you gesture like this, so you that way you have the card that's next to their card as a key card, so you could spread the deck, under the pretext of saying, oh, hey, look, the cards are really mixed. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the key card. I'm looking for the card that is directly above the key card, remember, because that's where they cut. And you're able to reveal it there. But I did come up with another method on how to reveal this card, on how to be able to know the identity of this card that doesn't involve a cut but I will leave that to myself for now. I'll leave that to myself. But you just have little ideas like that. I think that's kind of one good creative exercise to have, is to set problems for yourself and try to solve them. So to try to set, different scenarios and then see how you would be able to come up with a method to solve them. I think that's one really good creative exercise. So, again, the problem in my head is I want to have a method of having a shuffle deck, have the spectator cut, look at this card, somehow replace it, and then I know the identity of the card. That's the problem. How can you do that? What are different ways you can go about that? That's how, for example, the idea came up for the any card at any number. The any card at any number, that came from me literally shuffling a deck, sitting with the idea, and thinking, how can I do an any card at any number with these restrictions? So, it's just different ideas, and it's a good creative exercise. That's what I'm trying to say. So, do you still know the levitation friend? I don't know. We've gone separate ways. He went to different schools. People do separate things. King's Force. It's a psychological card force by Fraser Parker and Ross, found in False Messiah and Second Coming. They're mentalists. You don't really cut and look, but that's the impression that you get. Okay. All right. That's weird. There's also, just to give you a little bit of a hint, estimation is kind of good. Don't want to really too much give that little method, but I do like estimation methods. Those are pretty good. Just to say, you're a really great teacher. I learned so much awesome pointers and routines. Thank you, man. Gay love. You know what? Gay love to you too. Hurst 86. I appreciate that. That's some hotness. So thank you. How many decks do you have? I don't even know, because I've lost so many decks, over the years. So I've, misplaced decks. I can't tell you that, but I know that I've had a lot of decks. Definitely way too much money on cards. Unnecessary amount of money on cards. That's the better way to say it. How'd you come up with the channel name? I already said it. I said it on the first live stream. I said it. And that's kind of a secret between me and those people that watched that first live stream, which, by the way, is available on patreon.com/pigcake. What? Am I a shill or am I a fucking shill? How do you decide to break open a fresh pack of cards? How do you decide when? I think that it really depends on your feeling. So, certain cards obviously look dingier, or they get dirtier faster. I know that, where did he say this? But Simon Lavelle, I remember years, I forgot where he mentioned the fact that he would open a fresh deck of cards, I think for every table that he would perform at, which that's fucking crazy. So some people practice with a brand new deck of cards, and then they try to, learn all the sleights with a brand new deck. I like to have at least a little bit of a warning deck. I don't like necessarily the feeling of a brand new deck of cards. Like, these are like fucking, I just opened these like a little while ago. I don't like the feeling of a brand spanking new deck of cards, but I like a little bit of warning. But I'll beat the shit out of decks. Until I open up another one. I'm a piece of shit when it comes to that. So, what's your favorite deck by Chris Ramsey? That's a very specific specific thing. I would say the blue Memento Mori, the blue ones specifically. That's my favorite Chris Ramsey deck. That's an old meme. That's an old and dead meme. Let's see. Mr. Slaber, I always make sure my deck is clean and crisp for performing. Consistency is key. Yeah, I would definitely say, if you feel comfortable doing that, but I just, I like a little bit of a warning deck. That's kind of my thing. These actually get dirtier, from my understanding, easier. I would think that cards with black border would at least get dirtier, take longer to get dirtier, but not these. These get dirtier way too fucking quick. You could already see kind of the imperfections already, and I just opened these. So fucking Black Tiger, man. All that hype years ago for nothing. Let's see. Hold up. I was trying to go for production there. I was trying to go for production. Let's see. I'm going to put a card in a spectator's mouth. Okay. Shit got weird. Shit's getting weird in the chat here. Are thin as fuck too. Are they? I don't feel them thin. I don't feel them thin at all. Wow, thank you, dude. I don't feel them thin. They're less thick than like tally hos. I would say that much, but they're not super thin. They're not super thin. Let me see if I have to do the trick that I did on today's video. That is a good and easy production if you haven't seen it already. Today's video, not to shill my own shit, but that is a very easy production because a lot of times these productions kind of get complicated. But you know, the one that I did today, I think is a very easy one because it's literally 2 slides. It's literally that, and you have a very easy card production. Of the 4 aces that you could do, you know, that isn't super fucking, you know, you're throwing the Benihana everywhere, but you're just combining two slides and producing 4 cards. So that's a really easy sort of production that you could do. That's not one of these sort of things. Fuck, but I don't know, man. Things are getting too complicated. So that's somebody asked what's my favorite flourish. You know, it's those things. Let me see if I could, my favorite flourish. I guess the one that I do the most often, and I guess is this. It's like a combination of, what do you call this? That Buck Twins classic one and Sybil. So that's my favorite. That's my favorite thing. I guess that's the one I do most often. That is the second favorite flourish, I guess, based on the fact that I do that the second most often. So those 2, I guess, right? See that? Those are my 2 favorite flourishes. Usually start this with one of those. But those are, yeah, there you go. Those are my 2 favorite flourishes. Why has your subscriber count slowed down a lot? It goes through periods. It really does go through periods of time. I mean, I want to get it as high as possible. I'm going to see who I can work with. But, you know, it goes through its fluctuations. That's kind of how YouTube is. It goes, sometimes you get like a bunch, and then sometimes you just, the number's really low. I mean, now it's kind of being a little bit more stable. But I'm, you know, fucking grateful nevertheless. So, so yeah, there you go. Let's see. Report for nudity. That's funny. Favorite trick I've already mentioned is Back in Time by Jay Sankey, dog. Back in Time by Jay Sankey. Why do black people go running when you show them a double lift? You know, I don't know. Each culture has different ways to react to certain things. I've also found that Latinos react particularly well, not to be racist, to card magic. But definitely the number one, you are right about that. Black people love their double lifts, man. I gotta tell you, do a double lift and they'll run. You know, trick is great. I was gonna say, you know, trick is great for black people. No, but a trick that gets definitely reactions, like one of those like oh shit reactions from any race, is you do that. I learned this in Mark Wilson's book, but it goes way back. You know, you have somebody pick a card, right? Control the shit, whatever way you want. Control that shit to the top, and then you do the classic. Oh, you know what? I'm not gonna find your card. You're gonna find your card. We're gonna use this one. That wasn't your card, right? 8 of diamonds. No. Pinch your fingers. They pinch their fingers. You tell them, I'm gonna do this, and whenever you think your card is there, do me a favor and stick the card in there, but don't let go of the card. And you know they do that shit, and then you go, is that your card? The 8 of clubs? And they go, no, that's not my card, you dumb cunt. Oh, 4 of clubs, that's your card. And they go, no, are you a fucking magician or are you a gynecologist? And you go, you know what? I'm going to give you another chance because you're the one that's fucking up if you haven't realized it yet. So, you know, you go through this process again. They go, what? Was that your card? No. Was this your card? No. You ask them, hey, what's your card? And they're going to tell you, it's this one. You know, oh, it's 3 of spades. And then you very coyly say, no, it's not because that's the one you're holding. And they go, what? When they turn this shit over, you're going to get those reactions. Black or white. Black or white. You're going to get those reactions. So, I mean, that I remember reading in this guy's book, Mark Wilson's book. But that goes way back. How do you feel about Richard Turner's new movie? I haven't seen it. You got to realize I just got the ability to get internet and or power. So yeah, I'm still catching up with a lot of stuff. Opinion on monarchs or medallions? Well, I've only have monarchs. I don't have medallions. I think white people give you the card back before running away, though. That's really funny. That's fucked. Oh, can you buy this pig cake? Somebody said. Unfortunately, you can't. This is a 3D printed item that was given to me for a bad unboxing video. But I appreciate it tremendously. So thank you, dog. I know, right? It's hot. The box obviously is from the UK, so the box said a toy, and I'm like, oh, this is gay. Somebody sent me a toy, and then I opened it, and it's this, and I blew a load immediately. So let's see if there's other hot stuff here. Best books or ways to learn cardistry? Practice, I guess. Cardistry is a very visual medium, so there are some books that do offer cardistry, but as far as what do you call this shit? Fuck. Oh yeah, no, cardistry is a very visual medium, so obviously for that I would prefer videos. I'm not a huge fan of cardistry, believe it or not. I'm not a huge fan. I do. Practice obviously sybils. I do practice flourishes and stuff, but I'm just not a huge fan of it. As far as it, I appreciate it every time I see it, and I'm like, fuck. Maybe it's because I can't do it as well because I haven't taken the time to practice. But I'm more of a magic guy. I'm really more of a magic guy. Yeah, Billy, there you go. Billy Hadlow. You said teddy toy because it was fucking embarrassing. How do you think I feel going to the post office every time and getting a fucking thing saying pig cake, and they're like, is that a company name? I'm like, yes, it's a company name, you piece of shit. But yeah, so back on cardistry, I appreciate it. I really love it. I think it's beautiful, but I don't like it if I'm comparing it to magic. If I'm comparing it to magic to me supersedes anything in cardistry. But it is beautiful to watch. I do love watching cardistry. But, just compared to magic, not a fan. Oh, shit. How many, am I going to offend people? How many emails am I going to get about that? That'd be great. Somebody said, Pig, the trick you just showed has been smartly turned into gold by Ryan Bliss called Reversion. It's a move Xavier loves. They see the cars they put, and then it's different. I gotta check that out. I mean, I guess. You have a tasteless sense of humor. That's a great intro. You have a tasteless sense of humor, which is, by the way, great. But is there a boundary for you? That are some jokes that are too far for you? No, none at all. None whatsoever. I don't. I myself am someone that doesn't get offended. At all. Like, I don't get offended for anything. Even if it's something that's like near and dear to my heart, I don't get offended. I guess it's just the way I was brought up. But as far as me, I don't think that there's any joke that's, yeah. There's some jokes that I wouldn't say because obviously, whereas I'm not offended, it doesn't mean other people aren't necessarily the same as I am. So there are things that I wouldn't say. But as far as like to me, like, if there's something that you could say to me that you think is too far, no, dude. I don't think there's anything too far. Tasteless tutorials would be a great intro. Yeah, that'd be funny. Tasteless tutorials. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Tasteless Tutorials. Cunt. Jew. Like, you just say a bunch of stuff that it would otherwise get you kicked out of any sort of public platform. What's the hardest move you've practiced? The pass, I guess. The pass, getting it, I think. And, it's still a move that I practice every day. It's still a move that you're only ever going to get better at it, but you're not going to, it's never going to be like a perfectionist thing. But that strive to perfection. And there's been a couple times that I do the pass and I'm like, what the fuck? You're like, you don't even see that little glitch. You don't. I'm like, ah, shit, fuck. If I could do this every time. So it's kind of like that drug that you want to kind of obtain that perfection, but it's you can only reach. But I think the pass is definitely the hardest moves that I have learned. What is the hardest thing in 100 Dead Babies? My dick. Okay, so we're gonna get into those jokes. That's phenomenal. Let me see some other stuff. Yeah, that's fine. Somebody says, best books or videos to learn card magic. I mean, the classics, man, really. Expert Card Technique is what, the Expert Card Technique was the book that I got when I wanted to be serious. And I mentioned it before, when I was younger, I didn't appreciate it because I was a dumb cunt and I just looked at the pictures. But, as I got older, I appreciated the book more and more. And I started to see the value of the book and how much fucking amazing stuff is in that book. So Expert Card Technique by Heegaard and Brouwer are definitely a good resource to learn card magic. People are going to say Royal Road. Roberto Giobbi's series is a great way. Is another great, there was just the classics, man. Definitely the classics. What's the worthless deck? What's the most worthless deck you own? Still be jamming? Damn, that's an old meme, dog. What the fuck, man? That is some old school pick cake shit. Yo, that is hot. You've been around since the good old episode days. I would say probably that one or the Chris Angel deck is the shit one. A great Magic documentary. Funny enough, I was gonna do this today. I was gonna do one of my favorite podcasts, which is gonna kind of expose my fucking nerdiness, is the Stone Cold Steve Austin podcast. That's one of my favorite podcasts. So there's this thing that he does where he does a commentary on his old matches and shit, and he'll sync it up. So he'll tell you, okay, so now unpause. I'm at minute 134. We're gonna start it from here, and then he pretty much provides commentary on that. I wanted to do that for a documentary that I saw again recently on Satya Sai Baba. This guy is fucking crazy. He died in 2011 from my understanding, but he is this Indian avatar guy. He claimed to be a walking god, and he pretty much made thousands upon thousands of people believe his powers doing shitty magic tricks. And I wanted to do a commentary on that particular documentary by the BBC. It's called The Secret Swami. I wanted to do that, and I actually wanted to come out with that yesterday. But, that's something that would interest me. I don't think a lot of people would be interested in that, but I'll still do it because I, have a lot of opinions on that, and I think it would be an interesting little project. But yeah, man, that's fucking crazy. This guy's literally doing the worst magic productions. He's producing rings for people, like straight up this. He does this. He goes, because he's known for materializations. So this guy does this shit. Like that, and then he gives a ring to you, and he's like, here. And then people flip shit because they're like, oh man, the Satya Sai Baba, he made the ring appear for me. This is amazing. I'm, gonna follow him forever. And fuck. I mean, God, dude. Come on, the guy didn't even bother to fucking put effort in his magical techniques. He'd also produce ash for people. Obviously, the classic technique. He'd have a little bit of ash in his hand, and then he'd fucking, pour it in people's hand and say it's holy ash. All this, mind you, while being a pedophile. The guy was like a hidden pedophile, apparently. But it's a very interesting documentary called The Secret Swami. And it's not necessarily magic related. What is magic related, because the guy's using magical methods to, produce all these sort of ideas. But I would say, the guy's a piece of shit. He's a bona fide piece of shit. But it's very interesting to see the power of magic when it's used to deceive people and when it's used to for gain, pretty much, for personal gain. The guy did a lot of it's true that the guy did a lot of philanthropy, and the guy did a lot of things, providing water for villages that didn't have water. But at the same time, the guy was a piece of shit, lying to people and using these magical methods to get people to fall under his religion. You know, it was a big deal apparently from my understanding in India. So make sure to, if you know, I might do that, the commentary video, but the name of the video is called Secret Swami. I might kill this name. But that is what it is. That is Secret Swami Satya Sai Baba. The guy's a piece of shit. You know, and then if you watch in the commentary of the video, there's people defending him. And I'm like, dude, are you guys fucking serious right now? The guy literally produces rings like this. Literally. I'm not even kidding. He puts it in, he goes like that. And then he produces necklaces for people like this. Let me see if I could do it with this USB. He does it like, he straight up does this shit. He goes, fuck, I can't even do it this. But he's like this. And then he says, here's a necklace, a holy necklace that I materialized. Yeah, he was like one of these, you know, faith healers, faith sort of piece of shit that got away with doing these magical methods for pretty much thousands of people. Oh, shit, I even forgot the last one, dude. He produced an egg from his fucking mouth, a golden egg from his mouth, and he was so fucking lazy about it. He didn't even, like, bother swallowing the egg and regurgitating it. You know, at least that would have taken effort. This motherfucker has a towel on his hand. We're going to use this dirty sock that I just used after coming back from a jog. So he has an egg. He has a towel that he keeps wiping his mouth with. And he has an egg, a golden egg here. And he keeps drinking water. And he's going to produce this egg from his mouth. So he takes a sip of water, pretends to regurgitate this egg, spits out water, and then comes out with the towel and takes the egg out like this. And then people flip shit. They're like, oh my God, this guy's fucking crazy. He produced a golden egg. This guy's a true avatar. It's fucking crazy. But definitely watch that. Yeah, I just use these. I just literally use these to do a hot jog. So yeah, but definitely look that up. Look that up for sure. I put the name there. It's called Secret Swami. I'm gonna do a commentary on it, probably for next week. But yeah, that's some hot. Somebody says nice cum rag. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that. But yeah, that is definitely that's the last documentary that I watched, like the last Magic documentary. After 20 years of Magic, I love what you teach the most. Thank you, dog. J.R. Goldman. That's some hotness. I'm glad you appreciate my terrific cuntistry. Let me see. I have learned my favorite tricks from you. I'm glad you have, man. Somebody said, what is it? That's the Dai Vernon dancing sock. Yeah, I know Marlo had some work on it, but, you know, it was mostly a Dai Vernon subtlety. Fucking Magic jokes. Somebody said, funny thing is that I heard about him just a few days back. I just noticed a Muslim handed it back. Oh, that's fucked. Oh, you piece of shit. I just got that. I was like, why is it a Muslim? You are a bona fide piece of shit. Russian genius. Hey, what's up, dog? What is up? It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Right now, apparently, where you're at. What's your dick size? It's a good size. It's a normal size. I'm not gonna say the actual size because it's probably embarrassing. But it's proportioned to my height. There you go. My favorite trick from you is the cis scum. Let's see. It's a cis scum gender snowflake trick. Thank you. Yeah, that is a good trick. If you notice, I went through a phase on my channel where I made offensive titles for my videos. So one was the, I think, Black Lives Matter card trick, and then I made another one, a snowflake cis scum gender snowflake trick, and then I made another one, the Cannibal Holocaust trick. I just made a bunch of offensive titles. Those were good tricks, though. Pretty good tricks. Russian Genius just said, I tried weed for the first time. Damn, man. That's fucking interesting, dog. I gotta tell you, as a straight edge participant, I wouldn't know. But that's kind of funny. I would have thought that you would have done it before. But It's not like it's still heavily persecuted over there, right? I imagine. Wait, somebody said, J.R. Goldman, favorite impromptu trick is Back in Time by Jay Sankey. I've mentioned that a lot. Back in Time by Jay Sankey is my favorite impromptu trick. I just think it's a perfect trick in terms of story structure and in terms of just methodology. It's fucking perfect. You got the Sid Lorraine slop shuffle and then double lift. It's this fucking great trick. It's an amazing, amazing trick. So yeah, there you go. Russian Genius, that's gonna fuck you up. That's funny. Yeah, now it's gonna be weed. Are you really straight edge? That's cool to me. It's good to see that more people are straight edge. Yeah. I don't see the necessity of drinking or doing drugs or any sort of. Mind you, I say this having a coffee addiction, but in terms of at least drugs, I'm not a fan. I mean, I'm not against people doing drugs. I'm really not. I'm not against that. I'm not against. Not against persecuting drugs, but I'm not gonna do them. That's just me. I'm with the the Dare Lion that everyone disappointed. I'm like with him. He's my dog. My whole routine is weed stuff right now. That's fucking funny. I know. Yeah, funny enough. That's one of the things that I used to teach about caffeine. That caffeine is actually the most common drug in the entire world. The most common and the most what do you call this shit? The most common, pervasive drug in the entire world because it has pretty much all the same symptoms as drugs. It has withdrawal, But the fact is that you have kids consuming it. It's kind of funny. So I'm kind of a hypocrite in that sense. But as far as the other stuff, I just choose not to do that. Remember that time when another YouTuber said on your live stream that he got high for the first time? Yeah, it just happened. I know, that's cool. How could he be your dog if he's a lion? I'm just gonna Charlie Phillips, you piece of shit. You piece of shit. I should put you in a timeout for that. Jay Puleo, you have a very, very hard opinion on fucking drug use. Virtually every pharmaceutical in the market and alcohol are very much worse for you than cannabis. I agree. I think cannabis is definitely not. It's the fact that it's categorized in the same, or I don't know if it's still categorized as the same, in the same realm as like heroin and stuff. And obviously there are more. The fact that alcohol kills like so many fucking people in a year when it comes to driving and drinking and all that shit. I completely agree with that. And the fact that that's not legal, but alcohol is, and even caffeine is not regulated. Like, I don't know. It's just a whole bunch of, it's a mess. But again, I would never do it. That's just me. I would never do it. Pick Cunt isn't clearly getting that sweet YouTube revenue because he's using a fucking doormat as his card mat. Yeah. It's either, I think there's a doormat or this is like the shit that you come out of the shower and you step on. But this was a gift and I'm not going to deny the gift. So, yeah. There you go, dog. Yeah, Andrew Smith. Those kind of sentences are why I love weed but hate potheads. And Jay Puleo responds with, cannabis often helps open up people's minds when they're locked in. That's funny. Yeah, that seems to be the general opinion. Are you into the hardcore scene too, or just the whole abstinence thing? Sorry for asking, but I'm always interested. I'm not hardcore by any sense. I just don't have the necessity to drink. I don't have the necessity to do sort of drugs. So that's just it. I guess I'm a little bit obnoxious of it with the people that are around me, but I'm not like a vegan about it, I guess. I just don't see the necessity in mind altering things. I really don't. That obviously could be an opinion that you don't have, but I just don't see the necessity in those substances. again, I'm telling you this knowing full well that I drink coffee every day, that I like Red Bull, and that that those substances are comparable. So, oh wait, somebody said the vision test. You're pissed off because I didn't give you a tutorial of the vision test. It's actually even more fucked up. I have another video that's on queue that's called Learn the Vision Test, but it's an entirely different trick. But the vision test, love vegan as an adverb meaning cunty. Yeah. I meant it as being cunty. Like, there's that joke, how do you know if someone's a vegan? Because they'll tell you. Again, you could be a vegan, I don't care, whatever, fuck. But, that's fucking, that's the fact, I'll tell you. Hold up, quickly. Vision test. Here's the setup. That's the setup. False shuffle. Produce the aces. Mix them up. Double lift. Show an ace. Spread the other two. Show those aces. Say, I'm going to make them switch. Hey, what's up? Natural break. Getting a natural break. Like quintuple lift. Those are now kings. These two are the next kings. Aces here. As you turn these over, do the Simonov flip it move. Show all the kings. What? Did I just show you? Did I just show you the vision test? There you go. That's the vision test. That's how it's done. Really annoying, but really annoying that I did it that fast. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You're just doing a couple double lifts. That's set up pretty much. Once you know that setup, the rest of the trick you can kind of figure out. But the setup here, obviously, let me just go over that again here. X card face up, X card face down, and then the aces. Let me just make sure everything's fine here. So yeah, that's pretty much once you get. I'm not gonna redo it, but there's the setup, right? Aces on top, and then from there you could figure it out. It's not really that bad, but that's just a cute little idea I got, obviously based on the Dr. Daly trick, because that's the first phase. That combining that idea of the 2-card Monty, that that little ending where they turn their hand over and it's the fucking kings or queens or whatever. So that's just a little idea. So that's it. That's funny. That was too slow. I'm sorry, I should have done it faster. Favorite production? Favorite production is this. I'll tell you right now. I have the aces here. Favorite production is this shit. It's you do a double lift. That shit. That's my favorite production. And I killed the end there. But pretty much you're doing this color change. You're doing it as a production. I taught this on the channel. As you're doing this thumb production. And then you're producing all the aces. That's my favorite card production, I guess. Like that. See that? That's my favorite production. I should give you a hot bonus right now. Yeah, I'm going to give you a hot bonus on that. You have the kings, right? You have the kings. So the setup for this one would be you have the kings face up, an ace face up, and then 3 aces face down, right? So you do your double lift, whatever fancy double lift you want to do. You do this production of the aces. And then now, guess what? If you get that natural break, you could show the aces, turn them face down, and then ask them, hey, do you remember where I put the ace of spades? And they're going to say right here. And you go, nope. How about here? Nope, nope, nope. And then now not only do you have a production, but you have a change to the 4 aces. The 4 kings. How hot is that? How hot is that, dog? So, yeah, there you go. That's just a quick little production. I know I've taught that. I've taught that initial production on the channel with that double lift, that color change. I've taught that as that. So that's kind of hot. And then just having the kings there as a bonus. I mean, most ace productions have that setup. Most ace productions all have that setup of having the 3 aces and then followed by the 4th one that's face up. So why not just hide the kings under there? And then at the end, when you produce the aces, you're able to kind of change them, you know, as a quick little bonus. So hope you enjoyed that, dog. Look at y'all getting some hot exclusive here. Sup, I'm from Swiss, and I'm your biggest fan out there. Can you follow me on Instagram? Depends if your Instagram is good. If your Instagram is hot, I might. The reason I'm so keen right now onto you is because I'm a fan of the Swiss Superman, Cesaro. Fucking kill me. The hand is Muslim, not because it's cut, but because in your videos it belongs to a Muslim or Jew guy. No, I don't think so. I think the hand meme came from the dumpster video that I did where I find cards in a dumpster. I don't think it came from a Jew or a Muslim. You might be off on your assessment there. Omni Vortex. Somebody says, what's your favorite peak? Do you have a go-to one after the card is put back? Yes, I do. Well, I'm partial to this dribble peak. I'm partial to that. So as you're dribbling the cards, you just, you know, you're not doing anything different. You're just looking different. You're just kind of looking at that last card, and that's, you know, that is a nice little peak. That's one of my favorite ones. I have a whole video on peaks. Good night, Piggy. Good night, Dementors. 101. But I do. God, I'm gonna keep sounding like a shill here, but I do teach my favorite peak on Patreon. I do teach my favorite peak there. My favorite peak, my favorite force. I teach all those on Patreon. But, I mean, you can't go wrong with that peak at all. The classic heel peak. You know, you definitely can't go wrong with that. I like doing that under the context of you do the peak, you get your pinky break, and then you say, think of your card, imagine it here. You see what I'm doing? As I turn my hand over, I'm starting low. I'm not starting like this because I'm getting these cards to my eye line, right? You see what I'm doing? So if they call stop on this card, I get the pinky break, and then I do the heel peek as I tell them, think of the card over here, this way. So I start low, I start it up, and then I get to my eye line so that I'm not directly ever staring at the fucking card. I'm bringing the card to my eye line and saying, imagine the card just over here. If I start like from up here and then go down, I have less of a chance of getting the peak. So if I start down here and go up and say, imagine the card over here, I have more of a chance of seeing the peak, and it makes sense. So it's not, you're not just getting the peak and then literally looking down in your hand. So that's that. That's, you know, just the classic peak technique. But again, just to give you a preview of the peak stuff on Instagram, or sorry, on Patreon. I don't like doing this peak. I like doing this peak. I like doing it from a spread. I really like doing it from a spread because it has more of the. There's a great routine by Richard Osserlin called the radar deck. A great routine by Richard Osserlin. He does a radar deck, and I've always wanted to emulate that, but not have to have a specific deck that you do that with. So on Patreon, I go over a way to do an impromptu radar deck. No, that's something that I'm really happy about, and that is kind of my sort of go-to thing. So if somebody says, you know, do a trick, call stop. There you go, right there. Okay, are you thinking of the you're thinking of the ace of spades? You know, that whole thing. So that's that. Somebody said, can you do the production? I'll do that again. Just really quickly. Let me show you that. So you have the aces, right? I should be calling them, practicing my calls here. So you have the aces. This, I imagine you're talking about the ace production, right? With the kings at the end. So you have the kings face up. You have another ace face up. And then you have these aces face down, right? Then you do whatever false cut. Oh boy, who am I about to fuck up? To fucking Tomb 960 fucking 3, you cunt bag. Fucking promo codes. No one cares about your fucking promo codes, you cunt. Block. Especially for CSGO. You fucking block ass motherfucker. There you go, dick. Okay, so damn, they keep posting, you piece of shit. Collabs with iDubbbz. I'd suck a dick to collab with iDubbbz. I would suck an actual dick. So back to what I was saying. This is an Ace production that I teach on the channel. Right, that one is an Ace production that I teach on the channel. So look up that video, and then once you get that Ace production, you pretty much are in a position to produce the kings, or to change the aces to the king by getting a natural break. Obviously, you lift up, right? You know, hopefully the cards will have a natural break, just like this. So then you could put your pinky there, and now you have a break under all the kings, so that when you're showing the aces, you know, they're already kind of surprised by that. You can do a block push off here and turn over all the cards. Now the kings are on top, so you could put them on the table and say, oh, do you remember where I put the ace of spades? They're going to say, over here. And you go, king of clubs. And they go, what? And you go, king of hearts, king of diamonds. Oh, here's the spades. And then you ejaculate on the face. So that's the hotness. That is definitely the hotness of that. Whoever asked me, ouch. There you go. Yeah, so that's just a quick little production with a bonus. If iDubbbz and Piggy collab, the world might explode. Man, that guy, I would suck his green cock. Can you link us to it? Yeah, I'm sure I'll put it in the description when I upload this video. I'll put it in the description along with the other stuff that I'm going to shill, like a basic faggot. PewDiePie say nigger after magic trick. Yeah, that shit was fucked, man. That whole thing, I didn't even realize, because when I got internet back, it said, oh, PewDiePie controversy. I'm like, he's still dealing with this? But it turns out it's the other one, that he just said nigger on the fucking thing, and, that got him in trouble and a lot of heat. But, I don't know. It's a very sticky situation, obviously, because he, kind of, the way he said it kind of almost compared niggers to bullshit. He used the word nigger as bullshit, and that kind of, I think that's what offended people. So, yeah, I don't know, fun stuff, fun times. Or was it Hitler, he said? I know he said, the way he said it was obviously in a way that was like, shitty. But, again, people say that all the time, dog. It's just, it's one of those things that's, it's really hard to be in a situation and not offend somebody. So, I hate politically correct people in that you don't have to cave into shaming and what you say in jest. Yeah, I saw a video a couple days ago about that idea of comedians apologizing for jokes, and a lot of comedians have to apologize for saying, for being humorous, the percentage of people that pretty much, the percentage of people that are truly with the beliefs that people call them out for, like, oh yeah, you're fucking, it's really small compared to the overall perception. So, if somebody makes a joke about whatever, like, fuck, dude, it's a joke. That's what it is. At the end of the day, it's a fucking joke. It's meant to be taken as humor. It's not life. It's not reflection. It's parody. So, I don't know. It's a weird thing. Yeah, Iris, you said it's a contextual thing. People fail to realize you got to be really careful with who and what you say and in what manner. Yeah, it's contextual, obviously. And in PewDiePie's context, it sucks because he has an audience of 58 million people. So anything he says is going to be, fucking micro fucking analyzed to the teeth. But, again, I'm not really a correct person. And I really like the fact that you could say whatever you want and that you should be able to say whatever you want. I'm more of a fan of that. So, whether or not that includes certain other things, unfortunately it does. But at the same time, we all have these basic rights. And for people to say that you don't have basic rights like that, that's where I find a problem with. I just think you have a basic right to pretty much believe and say whatever you want. Yeah. If that going to offend somebody, yeah, at the same time, but do they have to watch your stuff? No, they don't. They don't have to watch your stuff. They could just click away. But people are trying to find different things to be, people are trying to find different things to get offended on. And I think it's a generational thing. It happens every time. And, your parents had this happen to them in the context of their lives. We're having this happen now, so it's just, it's a weird situation. And I think it's not that it's new. I think that it's more, people are more aware of it because of how easy media is to share now. YouTube is so easy it's so easy to do a live stream now. You could share to like thousands of people in seconds. So it's not that these things haven't been around ever. I think that these are just more apparent now. They're things that people are more aware of these issues now. So yeah, fuck. Somebody said, where do you hide your Vietnamese monkey bestiality slaves? That's fucking funny. Goddamn, dogs. I don't think anybody in this chat is correct. That's funny. Yeah, I don't think if you watch my videos, you're politically correct, per se. Let me see. Somebody says, well, on the other hand, YouTubers like PewDiePie aren't really comedians. Let's be honest. They play video games on the internet. Kids are watching. Do you have to swear that much to look edgy? I do agree with that, but at the same time, I'd be kind of a hypocrite in saying that he shouldn't, because I curse a lot. It's just the way I talk. And I know that there are kids that watch my shit. And, fuck. Like, I don't really have... Is it bad that I don't care? Is that bad of me that I don't really care? I mean, it's not like me cursing is going to pretty much say... It's not going to make them rob a bank. It's not going to fucking... I might be ignorant on that, but... it's just the way I talk. So you have the ability to not watch my shit. You have that right. So I think it's the same with that. I guess you're telling him how he should make videos and what he should do. So I don't know. It's just a whole weird situation. Let me see some other stuff here. He's being cunty for the hell of it. You think? I mean, I think now he's being... I think now he's kind of playing up on it. Because I've seen now recently that he's making more fun of himself. Like, making more fun of the whole situation. He was immediately apologetic afterwards. But he... he didn't necessarily... He always kept the humor of it, which is what I found commendable. But, it's just a shame, the whole situation, man. It really is. How many times have you slipped your pinky on a prom night? Slipped your pinky in on prom night. That's funny. That's the dreaded Marlowe prom night pinky break. That's a very exclusive one. That's a yearly... That's only a once a year sort of magic move. Can you suggest 2 to 3 good books about purely impromptu magic, beginner to intermediate? Yeah. One is The Magic of Joel Givens. It's a book that Joshua J. wrote. It's great. Lifesavers by Michael Weber is phenomenal. What else? Trying to think of impromptu. Anything, there's an old set of tapes by Tom Mullica. There's an old set of tapes by him that he came out with A1 Magic that are fucking phenomenal. Look them up. Impromptu Magic by Tom Mullica. You're not going to find a lot of like long routines. You're going to find a lot of little stupid tricks, like how to make a comb disappear, right? But it's just fucking phenomenal because they apply to every situation. Iris Official, you shouldn't care. I don't think. You may have a certain demographic, yeah, sure, but at the end of the day, it's your content, If people watch it, they're doing it at their own discretion. Yeah, I think that's kind of the best way to put it. People are watching this at their own discretion. They don't have to watch this. It's kind of this hand-in-hand relationship that we both have. I make the content in kind of what I think is reflective of my character and my personality, and then you watch it based on what entertainment value it's giving you. So you're not obligated to watch it. And if you don't want to watch it, then, yeah, don't watch it. But I'm not going to change my content just to cater to you. Like, I'm not going to change that. Unless it's the majority and I'm doing something stupid. Like, I've seen YouTubers do that where they're like, I'm going to change my fucking content completely. And then, they alienate all the people that are loyal to them. Obviously there's a limit. But at the same time, like, I'm not just going to censor myself and how I am just because it might offend you. Like, nah, fuck that. Is your content not fucking YouTube's or your viewers? ELS. Let me see. Besides your own channel, would you recommend any other channel? I usually go to you, but is there any magician that you think is good at teaching magic? I like to watch a lot of other things that are magic on YouTube. I tend not to watch a lot of magic on YouTube. And that's for the sake of not emulating people. It's not because I'm not a fan, because I love Vladimir. I like obviously Xavier Spade. I watch Chris Ramsey stuff. I watch Jay Sankey stuff on occasion, but I don't watch them a lot because I don't want to emulate them, and I don't want to put myself in a position where I'm copying somebody else's stuff, even if I'm doing it inadvertently. So I don't tend to watch a lot of magic on YouTube. I do tend to watch a lot of like tech stuff on YouTube. I watch a lot of phone reviews, a lot of camera stuff, a lot of Premiere tutorials. I watch that. Obviously, iDubbbz. I watch. Jay Sankey doesn't watch my shit. Yeah, I know. Fuck. But I watch, just that. iDubbbz I love. H3 I love. Unfortunately, I am subscribed to Drama Alert, even though I haven't seen his videos lately because there's only so much that I could take of fucking Jake Paul and this other faggot and this other cunt. There's only so much I could take, of the same people with the same bullshit over and over again. So I'm like, done. Do I like Kyle Eshin's humor? Yes. Kyle Eshin is the guy with the... he's the magic one. He's the one that does like the whole dry humor, right? He's like the teen. Or he's not a teen anymore, I think. But he does the whole... that bit, right? If that's him, then yeah, I fucking love him. Yeah, I remember I died first time I saw him, and he's like, I'm going to brandish these scissors over my head because I'm young and invincible. That line wrecked my asshole. Yeah, there you go, Rice Gum. Every fucking video is about Rice Gum and, Clout Gang, and, it's like the same fucking thing. I'm like, how do people even watch this anymore? I liked it when he does, like, random stuff on, first of all, Drama Alert is like a dirty thing to watch. But I do like it when it's diverse and not just about the same fucking people. I'm like, dude, come on. Pig Kick is a product of Mismag, got addicted to Red Bull and coffee. Yes, that's exactly my intent when starting this channel, is to be Mismag on crack, on actual crack. Let's see, somebody says, use a drone in your next video. The only drone I have is like a shit drone. I don't have an actual drone. I just have like one of these shitty toy drones. I could use that. I mean, that could be dope. Let me see. Somebody says, KSI is an embarrassment to my country. That's fucking funny. Oh, shit. Oh, okay, I came back. Wow, that shit shat on for like 2 seconds. That shat for like 2 seconds. Favorite comedians. I love Norm Macdonald, Louis C.K., obviously Bob Saget, Jerry Seinfeld. These are all my favorite. They're all fucking great. I've recently gotten back into Norm Macdonald. He's just a fucking genius. That guy's a fucking genius. Why do you eat so much Taco Bell, you cunt? I don't. I don't eat a lot of Taco Bell. I actually should go right now and eat Taco Bell. I'm kind of in that mood. Kevin Hart, yeah, I like him. Doug Stanhope, Jim Jeffries, yeah, I like all these, but I'm not a huge fan of those. Doug Stanhope, I've seen his stuff. I'm not like super huge. Yuri Estevez says that you live near me. That's funny. Well, I purposely picked a post office that's not near my residence or super near my residence, as to avoid stalking. But I live in. Oh, you live in Miami. That's funny. Miami cunt. Cat Williams, I did until he got beat up by a middle schooler. The moment Cat Williams got beat up by a middle schooler, I lost all respect. I'm like, no, thank you, dog. I'm not gonna watch your shit. Rick and Morty, yeah, that's a huge. I'm a huge Rick and Morty fan. You saw that, yeah. This guy got beat up by a middle schooler. I'm like, no, dude, no respect, dog. I'm sorry. You got no fucking respect. I also like Joe Rogan, but not as a comedian. I like Joe Rogan as a on a podcast, and Joey Diaz on his podcast is also fucking phenomenal. He kills me with the way he is. Probably not as a comedian. I've seen a couple of his bits, and they're not like super funny, but just the way he talks and tells stories is fucking hysterical. Listen to me, Joe Rogan. Yeah, but Norm Macdonald is funny as shit. I got a Norm Macdonald joke. Why is a woman afraid of the clock? Because it reminds her of Richard Clark, the man accused of knife raping his wife. Hey, that's fucking Norm Macdonald, dog. That's some fucking classic humor right there. That is probably my favorite one out of Joe Rogan, by the way. That's my favorite Joe Rogan podcast. Alex Jones, Eddie Bravo. That was probably my favorite Joe Rogan podcast because it's just so fucking crazy. Let me tell you something, Joe Rogan. We're controlled by aliens. They're interdimensional vampires. They're demons from outer space. They're fucking controlling us. It just fucking, that guy kills me. Bo Burnham is also great. Let me see. Hold up. Somebody said, excited for the Pixel 2. Yeah, I just got the Pixel. Right now because Google was gracious enough and I was lucky enough to get in that window of switching my phone, the Nexus for the Pixel XL, and I'm really happy with it. So the Pixel 2, I mean, I'm probably going to wait a little longer to get it, but fuck, it looks dope. Hold up, somebody said something on Alex Jones. It's a pedophile conspiracy in a they're blood-sucking vampires. They're sucking the life. They're sucking the youth. Joe Rogan. You want the whole enchilada? I'm going to tell you the whole enchilada. The guy's fucking hysterical. I've talked to Eddie Bravo a couple times about Flat Earth. Have you really? That's fucking hysterical. That is probably hysterical. I would enjoy that conversation very much. Because how the fuck can you think that there's a... Dog, come on, man. Have you never been in a fucking airplane? What do you think? That they're all in line with each other? That they all have the exact same belief that they're hiding the fact that there's a fucking, like, horizon? Like, dude, come on, man. How could you think the earth is flat? I already mentioned Jabrizi, man. I already mentioned him. I don't want to talk a lot about Jabrizi because I feel that that's just giving him attention that he doesn't deserve. He's obviously intelligent to the fact that he has a bunch of people talking about him, but he is a piece of shit and doesn't require breath. You know, for somebody to... You have this platform, right? His platform, he has... last time I think I checked, he has like 180,000 subs, right? He has a fucking massive platform. You know, millions of views on his channel. And, you know, he made a video, obviously, where he's coaching his spectators how to react. And the trick is unnecessary to coach your spectators how to react. The only reason he does that is because he wants this shot where he's in the face. Yeah, it doesn't deserve breath, but look at me wasting breath on him. But he wants this shot, you know, this fucking shot where the camera's in his face, he does the change, and he's still in frame. That's the only reason why. You could do that, still be in frame, and get the shot if you think about just the angling and the blocking, and you think of how to do it, and still get the reactions and not have to coach your spectators, right? You could still do that. He didn't do that. He chose to lie, manipulate his videos, and pretty much fake the fact that he's getting these amazing reactions, obviously telling the spectators what to do. You got busted. So instead, his response to all the people that are shitting on him is to make a video where pretty much the first thing that he says is, I'm better than Chris Ramsey, Shin Lim, and I forgot who else. That's his response. That's his immediate fucking response. I'm better than them. At what? At what are you better than them at? You're not better at them than you could be. You could be better at them at certain aspects. You could be better than but what the you're gonna like that's your response. Even if you're trolling, dude. Yeah, even if you're fucking trolling. No, dude, that's not. Be humorous about it. Be fucking, own up to it. But this motherfucker just straight upset, and then he comes up with this fucking YouTube, this Instagram saying that he's like God, he's strong, and he's just gonna go back to teaching kids in the hood. Get the fuck out of here, dude. You're gonna play the fucking race card number one. Play the race card number one, and then say that you're helping kids. Get the fuck out of here, motherfucker. Dumbass. If he would have come out with a video where, what would have killed me? What would have fucking straight up killed me? And it would have probably gotten at least my respect. If he would have come up with a video where he's making fun of the fact that he got busted. So he comes out with the video and he's like, oh, hey, so all right, guys, I'm going to show you this trick. And it's obviously he's stooging it. And he does that it would fucking wreck my ass. If he would have, made fun of himself and at least owned up to it. But no, he decides to feed his ego and, fucking have people talk about him. But fuck that, man. There's no reason to give him breath. And I know I have a small platform, and obviously if I come out with a video with him, it's only going to reach, a small amount of people. But there's no reason to even waste that amount, those views on him. There's no fucking reason on that. So I really don't want to talk about him a lot more. I don't want to come up with a video on that. Fuck that. Let me see. Sbaiz is a piece of shit. Fuck Sbaiz, that's funny. Favorite movie about magicians? I really like, what's the name of the motherfucker? The one with Hugh Jackman and Kristen Bale is fucking amazing. I really, really like that as a magic movie. Because, Prestige. Yeah, I just like the fact that it's a good story. Obviously, the magic jargon that they use is completely fucking wrong. Every trick consists of 3 parts. The first is this, the second and the last is a prestige. Like, they're trying to pretend like that's fucking magic jargon, which I was just like, the fuck? But just the overall storytelling and the way it's presented is really, really good. I like that. I really like that. Let me see. Favorite Jack Nicholson movie? Probably Batman or The Shining, for sure. How was my hurricane? A piece of shit. 24-hour ass rape. That's what it was. I agree with you in all aspects. Thanks, dog. Winter Magician says, bro, I'm serious. I have a new idea for magic content on YouTube that you're going to love. Well, send me an email, dog. Send me an email. Fuck Sbaiz. What's your favorite movie about magicians? I already answered that. Eddie Bravo watches the channel. I moderate every night, in his words. It's been looking into flat earth for 8 months. We all think it's ridiculous until we look into it. If you're curious. That's fucking funny, man. I mean, come on, man. I don't know. I'm not a fan, man. I just think that there's nothing to that. Like, the fact that people are arguing about that. And I'm getting... I don't know. That's some fucking crazy shit. I don't know about the movie Dealt. Let me see. How scared were you watching the bear blowjob in The Shining? Pretty scared. I think that was the worst part of the movie, where he just has a straight up blowjob, a bear. Quickest card trick. I already showed it. I showed it just now. It's you control the card to the top, or you could just do the standard peek. ELS, you peek, right? Imagine the card over here. Of course, you're getting your peek. Think of it. Send it to me. 3 of hearts. Fucking fastest trick. Or you control the card to the top. You do a double lift, right? You say, hold on to that card. Insert it in a deck anytime you want. Right there. Is that your card? No. Is this your card? No. What's your card? Oh, maybe that's the one you're holding. And then they run around. I mean, that's quick. I'm from the UK. I'm fucking forgot. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's what happens. I should drop more of that UK slow motion for you. Let me see. Sbaiz is black. Thank you. I should do that. Yeah, if I ever do show my face, I'm not gonna mention that it's me. I'll probably just fake it. So that's a good idea, to have a bunch of people, and then I'm one of them. When you make your videos, do you laugh at your own jokes? I do, yes. I laugh at my own shit. It's kind of sad. It's really sad. I look at my own shit and then I'm like, oh shit, man, I'm funny. I was looking at actual old videos when I got power, and I was dying at my own shit. UK cubing, I do have a PO box. It's in the description. But I think I'm gonna call this right now. 2 hours and 14 minutes. Cause I gotta go eat because I'm fucking hungry as shit. So I gotta say, thank you guys for watching. Remember, check out Patreon, check out pighig.me. Use code KEEM for 15% off if you haven't bought any card at any number or Persistence of Memory. Those are really hot tricks. Rave reviews, supporting Magic, supporting my Magic if you buy those. Patreon, that's a really, really good one. And I gotta tell you, thank you guys. I know I'm a cunt. I really am. But I gotta tell you, sincerely, I'm really appreciative of all the views that I get. I'm really appreciative that I still have an audience. I'm really appreciative that I could actually get on here and have conversation with a bunch of people that are interested in Magic and similar stuff. So, I gotta say, thank you guys, really, not being a cunt about that. I'm gonna go figure out different ways to insert socks in my anus.